Hi, we're back here cooking with Sharon. Now, I know you guys haven't seen too many breakfast options. Well, today I have an option for you. And we're going to make a vegan breakfast hash. It's something simple. Actually, a lot of times when you think of hash for breakfast, you think of corned beef hash, and you can eat that meal by itself, right? Well, with this hash, we can do the same thing, but it's going to be vegan. It's going to be filled with a lot of nutrients, vegetables, protein. And so at the end of the day, we can eat it by itself, or as you see here, I have the perfect plated breakfast, but it needs something to go with it. So let's get started. A lot of this is going to be simple, like I tell you before, something simple, easy, and economical. That's the goal, right? And we're going to start off with a little bit of olive oil, and I've taken some red potatoes. You can use any type of potato. I like to keep the skin on it because with a lot of our fruits and vegetables, or the vegetables, keeping the skin on it, you have more nutrients. So I have diced these potatoes. I've cubed them, and we're just going to saute them off in our olive oil. And of course, I like olive oil because it's a lot more healthier than just like your other standard oil. So I've made the potatoes actually a little bit smaller. We probably could have made them a little bit smaller than this, but that's okay. Really, the goal is to, I don't want to be here cooking all day, and I'm sure you don't at home when you're trying to eat. So we've made them a little bit smaller so they'll cook a little bit faster. One thing too with this is that you could put this in the oven if you wanted to. I like to do things, give you options. And today we're going to do it in the skillet. So this should take probably about, depending on if our potatoes cook down quickly and get soft, I don't know, maybe like 15 minutes, maybe 20, but it's okay. So we have our potatoes nicely sauteing, and as you see here, I've already pre-diced squash, zucchini. We have some black beans, that's our protein, and then spinach. I love spinach, and I think you all know I love garlic. So one of the ingredients is seasoning. I didn't use fresh garlic cloves today. I went ahead and we're going to use regular, just granulated garlic. And that is right here. You see I have two different seasonings that kind of look the same, obviously. So this is a garlic, and then I have onion powder. So we're going to, while the potatoes are cooking, we're going to add in our seasoning. And again, it's about, a tablespoon and a half. As you all know, I keep saying I usually don't measure everything out because I cook with love, and I look at my food, and that's what you all should get in the habit of doing, is actually looking. And a lot of times you can tell by looking at the food if it's seasoned or not. I know you've been in plenty of restaurants, and you'll look on like a buffet, for example, and the food just looks horrible. You can look at it and tell, or you may go over to someone's house, hopefully not, and just look at the food, and you can just tell it's not seasoned. Well, here when we're cooking with Sharon, it's gonna be seasoned, and made with love. So we have our onion powder, and if you want to, instead of using onion powder, if you don't have that at home, you can always take a white onion, a yellow onion, and dice it up nicely. Oh, I don't want to get all this oil on me. And that'll work in lieu of onion powder. So you want to make sure when we're using onion powder or garlic powder, granulated garlic, that it's not the salt version. You have that option too. And so the reason being, if you use it, that's fine. But then you want to make sure that you're not adding in additional seasoned salt or regular salt, because then it's going to be way too salty. And if you're cooking maybe for someone who has health issues, high blood pressure. We want to make sure that we are not adding in a ton of salt. So this is on medium heat about. And again, we'll just make sure that these are evenly cooking. And then we're going to add in, I like a little spice from, here and there. So I have crushed red pepper. We're going to add that in. And as you all know, like with zucchini and squash, the reason why I haven't put that in yet is we want to make sure that our potatoes are going to be nice and soft. So with the zucchini and squash, you don't need that much time to cook that down. So these are cooking up very nicely. You may need to add in a little bit more olive oil so it's not sticking. I'm going to add in just a little bit more crushed red pepper. And then I've been using this a lot lately, is the smoked paprika, or you can use regular paprika. That's kind of like, give it like a smoky type flavor, a different type of flavor. So it's not just your plain Jane like we talked about in the beginning. You can look at your food. I mean, look at this right now. It's coming together nicely. So I cubed this. I cubed the potatoes, but one thing you can also do is make them scallion. So scallion is like round, sliced rounds, and those may cook up a little bit quicker too. So this is something that, when I was growing up, my mom we would always have breakfast potatoes a lot of times, or apples, like breakfast apples. I don't know if any of y'all have had those before. Let me know in the comments, one of these days, if you all want to see breakfast, some more breakfast options. But, these are things that are a lot of times in people's homes, apples, potatoes. It's amazing what we can do and cook with them in a short period of time and make our meal filling. So we don't have to have a whole bunch of other stuff. So I'm going to add in this. I started talking, I get on my rampage, and add in the smoked paprika. And this is something that I always I tell one of my staff, is when we're cooking, we want to cook with our seasoning. We don't want to add it after the fact, because then it's not mixing in with the flavor. You see how there's a pro and con to that too. So the pro is that everything's going to be well seasoned. The con is, unfortunately, I don't know if you can see on the bottom of my skillet, some of the seasonings are kind of sticking. It's okay, we'll just add some more at the end. But I want everything to be well flavored and seasoned as we are cooking everything down. So let's see, I'm going to add in, this is our onion powder. I'm going to add in just a little bit more of that. And then I'm going to add in this, a little bit more olive oil. You see, we have the big version here. And this is going to make it cook a little bit quicker. We don't want fried potatoes, but we do want sauteed. That's why we didn't put a ton of oil in here. All right. So this is cooking down. I'm going to add in a little bit of black pepper. And then once our potatoes get to a point to where there's I'm going to add in salt. You can use seasoned salt. I'm going to use just regular white salt today. All right. So it's looking very good. Well, that's good because I need to taste it anyways. Ooh, it's hot. Okay. So I need to cook a little bit longer. And it needs some more salt. So we're going to let these cook on down and get softer. One way to do that, I'm sorry I don't have this here with me right now, is to cover it. We would cover this with, I don't know, a lid, just so that all the steam and heat could stay in there. I'll be more prepared next time. But this is cooking nicely, and I just want to make sure the flavor of this is all right. That's a lot better. It's hot. Don't do that at home. Okay. So it's going to take a little bit. And like I said, this could be done actually in the oven as well. You can take all the ingredients, toss it in a bowl, and then bake it off and keep it in there for maybe like 20, 25 minutes, I guess. Just as long as the potatoes are soft. So I really would like to know what you all would like to see as far as other options. Do we like the vegan options? Do we want something? Let's see, what's coming up? What holiday is coming? Oh, 4th of July is coming up. Christmas. I don't know. All the holidays come all at once. But what do you all want to see? Do you want to see more vegan options or chicken options, appetizer, party food options? We could do a lot over here. Okay, so now that our potatoes are cooking down, we're going to add in our squash and our zucchini. Mix that all up, make sure it's well seasoned. And again, you see that we're getting all the nutrients from the zucchini, squash, all the vegetables. Now you want to remember that the spinach, that takes no time to cook. So that's going to be the last thing that we're going to add. And again, your potatoes should be soft. It may take yours a little bit longer. Again, I cut mine smaller just so we could cook it a little bit faster. All right. And the last thing that we're going to add in would be our black beans, and this is our protein for the hash part. So our black beans, I'm going to add that in. This is about a can of black beans. I didn't use them all. That's all right. We have a good blend here. And then last but not least, we're going to add in the spinach. And this is about 2 cups of it. So this spinach, that's the one thing I don't like really about sauteed spinach, is that you need a lot of it to make a good portion size. Like I said, this is 2 cups of spinach that we're using. And everything will saute down. And once the spinach is sauteed down, then we're pretty much done. I mean, it's so simple once the potatoes are cooked. And this is a great, like I said, a great option for vegetarians and vegans. Vegans, I mean, it is a vegan option, and it's filling. That's the whole point. It's filling, it's healthy, and it's easy. So it's a win-win all the way around. So the spinach needs to cook down a little bit more. And I'm going to add in the rest of those black beans. Oh, my friends may be happy today because they have some options to eat. Lindsay may be happy because he gets to sample this. Look at this. Very healthy. I'm going to just, you know, the good thing about it is I like to, you can taste as you go. Just to make sure it's well seasoned. We're going to add in just a little bit more. And again, I had pre-measured a lot of the seasonings out, so a couple tablespoons of the garlic powder, granulated garlic, and then also the onion. So it's looking pretty scrumptious over here. And like I said, this is like in lieu of corned beef hash. Isn't this so simple? And it's going to be so good. I'm going to add in just a little bit more pepper. And need a little bit more spice. Bam. That's it. So, again, let me know what you think. Try it out. I think it'll be a winner, crowd favorite. As always, we appreciate you joining us at Cooking with Sharon. Enjoy. Okay, I hope these potatoes are... I didn't want to keep... I was like, oh God, I hope. I'm going to put this in I'm going to do 2 different